Here we go. Let's get these questions from the DMs.
Yep.
All right, well, that's what I heard. So, what do you want me to tell you? Hello and welcome to That's What I Heard. Welcome back. Solo episode today. Sorry we missed you last week. We were all in rehab after the Frexathon. We all had to go to treatment and be we had the Lindsay Lohan special. We had to be rehydrated after the big Frexathon here in the studio the other night. I must have had damn near 5 White Claws. I must have had damn near 5 White Claws, folks.
And I know we're joking about being dehydrated and everything. I really needed. By Sunday, I was cramping up. It was a big problem for me.
Yeah, you were dehydrated. Yeah. Everyone was dehydrated. Everyone was eating Doritos and drinking White Claws.
And then we went out after.
Now, what the hell did we do that for?
We had to see the fourth quarter of the Knicks game.
I know. I was barely even watching it. I was just like, listen, we had a great Frexathon telethon.
Yeah.
We could do a postmortem recap on the Frexathon. I think it went well. I think we all agreed next time 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It was too long.
Yeah, too long. Agreed.
Because it was a really solid 90 minutes and then the back 90 minutes were like dragging a little.
Yeah, I think we discussed this and I felt it in the moment, but obviously the show must go on. But I think the back end, once we got to let's say act 3.
Once we did the switch to like set up for the song.
Yeah.
It should have been over then.
Because that was
the studio should have caught fire then.
It got to a point where and then Bobby came in. Like Bobby basically was viewing it as like a spot, as if he was doing a comedy show.
Right.
He came and he brought it.
And we were just chilling.
And we're like, everybody's like toast by the time we got to that point. Yeah.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did have a really good time.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
And I really appreciated everyone who tuned in. I hope you had a good time too. I woke up the next day. This is the funny thing about me. One thing I can promise you about me is I'm going to have a great time, do nothing wrong, and wake up the next day and think that I'm going to be arrested.
Yeah.
That's like what being a shame-based person is. I'm just like, fuck, something went wrong. It's like, nothing went wrong.
Why do you think that way?
Because I always think I'm like one comment away from being asked to leave.
But how can you be asked to leave at your own
show?
Yeah. That's kind of where I was getting at.
Everyone is replaceable, Mike.
I mean,
no, it's not logical. It's just like it's a malfunctioning like synapse in the brain. I think so many people. That's the reason I'm bringing it up is because I know for a fact that so many people struggle with this. Yeah, it's just illogical.
Yes,
it's like literally after nobody was thinking about the Frexathon the next day, but I was like, now was it okay? Was it boring? Was it annoying?
No, I think that when people were thinking about it, they were probably thinking that was fun. I had a good time.
And then who cares?
And that was it.
Anyway, we'll do it again. Well, we won't do it again like that, though. We're not doing it again like that.
But this is the thing. I had an instinst that 3 hours was going to be too long. The original conversation we had, you were like,
stay on the air for 24 hours.
Yes. And I was like, all right, let's keep it to 3 first, and we'll let Frex find out on her own. Because I had done in my radio days, we did a good amount of telethons for charity that lasted literally from like 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
That's insane.
And those always felt too. But the difference was it was a cluster of radio stations. So it would go it would start with PLJ and then ABC would do one and then the country station would do one. And they would just all go into each other. And they're raising money for charity. So they're there's a real purpose for people.
Right, it's not like 4 autistic comedians in a case of White Claws trying to fill 3 hours.
Right, and at those radiothons, we had Rob Thomas and Fergie. You know what I mean?
Push you around.
We had us and we had Bobby and Dee, and everybody was great. But you have a little more of a hook when you have Matchbox 20 on the air.
I still think it was fun though.
It was great.
No, but now I'm into the idea of just going live. Now I know what going live means. And now what I really understand about going live is that it's all about the chat. Yeah. It's next time I'll just set up a camera. It'll just be me and the chat talking to the chat, answering questions from the chat. Yeah. For 90 minutes. Yeah. 60 minutes. 45 minutes. It'll be 15 minutes.
And 15 is going to be good when you're just in your apartment. But that's the era we live in. People, it's all about like live streaming Twitch. And the chat is the big thing. The chat was popping for the Frexathon.
Chat was fucking popping.
Shout out to everybody that was.
Great messages, great feedback. Everyone was participating. The calls were good. I was like, I hope the thing with the calls is it was hard to hear.
Yeah.
So
a little bit chaotic, but.
Yeah, but that's what we promised.
Yeah, exactly.
We promised
and we delivered.
Chaos, and we delivered chaos. So it's a beautiful thing, folks. We promised all the chaos of an American college campus. Why are all the campuses on fire, Mike?
It's a great question, and I don't know.
Every time I open my phone, I'm like, they've taken the library. They've taken the library in the Burlington campus.
Yeah, it's very strange, man. It's getting it's like the 60s out there right now.
I know. It's like all these wealthy socialists and my father.
Yep. Yeah, your dad's true to the cause.
Yeah, my dad, I'm going through, as I've said on the pod, I'm going through, I would say one of the most, if not top 3 most challenging periods of my life, as far as all things converging at once.
Yeah.
And me having to go minute by minute through.
Yeah.
And my father, God bless, he'll just be like, listen, not offering to help anything. He's just like, listen, I might be going down to protest Upper West Side. Got a free Gaza. So let me know if you want to get dinner. Maybe I'm going. I might be going down to see my buddy at the bitter end after the protest. And I'm like, okay.
Did we tell the fans of this show that your dad would only play the Frexathon if he could do...
We said it on the last episode.
Do originals. Gotta love that, man.
I know. I've absolutely fucking had it, to be honest, because they've... there's like this whole drama going on in my family about a Cajon drum. Do you know what a Cajon drum is? It's like Cajoun.
No.
Okay, it's like a big box drum that people sit on and you kind of play it with your hands.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Cajon drum.
Yeah, I've seen them.
There's been this has been going on for about 5 years now. Like this Cajon drum has been floating around to various family members. It's ended in my possession because I used to do these when I was rapping. I used to do a lot of these So Far Sounds shows.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of those? It's like we'll do shows in people's apartments. We do shows like in restaurants, in breweries, clothing, whatever. So you do kind of like acoustic versions of your shit. So like I remember my brother is a drummer, so he had borrowed this Cajon drum from my father. And by the way, it's like a $50 item.
Yeah.
I'll buy you 3 Cajon drums.
Right.
This is like 5 years ago. My brother had borrowed it. Then I asked my brother to borrow the Cajon drum for this show. And then the guy who played it at the show, I didn't like want to carry it home on the train. So he took it home to his house because he lived closer. Yeah. And then he moved to Philly. So the Cajon drum went to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You following me?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the Cajon has really traveled far from home. My dad starts ranting about where's his Cajon drum? Where's his fucking Cajon drum? And I'm like, okay, dude, like, I don't know. I didn't even have a car at that time. I'm like, I guess I'll take the mega bus. I'm not kidding. No. Down to Philadelphia to pick up the Cajon drum and bring it back. This is a big ass fucking drum. Yeah. And I went down there, I picked it up and I brought it back to New York on the mega bus. Okay. Get off the mega bus onto the subway, back up. Okay. I don't know how this drum ended up back in my possession, but I found it in the storage in my apartment, which I'm now moving out of.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is I'm like, can you pick this drum up or can I fucking donate it? He's like, it's your responsibility to get it back to me.
Oh my God. This many years later,
this Cajon drum has been around the world. It's like FIFO goes west, this Cajon drum. Like this Cajon drum has seen more than a blue whale.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been around the world, this thing.
Oh my God.
And I'm just going to donate it, leave it on the street. I can't this is a very challenging time for me. I can't be thinking about your drum.
Yeah.
He's like, it's your responsibility to get it back to me.
What would happen if you just got rid of that and then bought him another $50 drum? Would he even notice?
What if I did this? What if I got rid of it and told him to go fuck himself?
You could do that too.
That's what I'm thinking about.
I just wanted to be respectful to the parents here, but you could do that.
Because I've had it with the fucking Cajon drum. Very helpful. How do we get on that?
Well, your dad is just wilding out
college.
Right now.
Oh yeah, my dad's up, with the students of Columbia.
Right.
Burning down the campus.
He's united.
Yes, he's united. And look, I support the cause as well. It's just wealthy socialists just make me laugh.
I know. It is always very funny.
I legitimately, like, they are in the right. Like,
yeah.
What's going on in Palestine has to stop.
Yeah.
It's completely wrong. So, like, the spirit of these protests is in the right.
Yeah.
But man, do I just love, like, a kid who joined Antifa after the divorce.
Right.
You know, talking about?
Yeah.
Or like wealthy. So just like wealthy. I guess I'm just kind of like a poor capitalist.
Yeah.
Because I just grew up kind of like wanting to have things kind of just trashy, like a mall girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, I want to get things. Like I want things. Like I want capitalism, I guess. Whereas these kids who grew up with a lot of things, they're like, nobody should have anything.
Yep.
It's just a bizarre.
It's a lot of guilt.
It is.
You have a lot less guilt about wanting things when you didn't have things growing up.
And by the way, I didn't like grow up dirt poor or
no,
anything. I'm just
you
saying,
don't have to grow up dirt poor to be like, there's still some cool stuff that I'd like to get that I don't have access to.
I grew up with certain challenges, but also around a ton of like wealth.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had these aspirational markers to look at.
Right.
Of like, man, like, you know, my dad working at the Donald Trump
right.
golf club, and I was pulling up in like the van with no hubcaps.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, man, I'd like to one day like be like wanted at a place like this.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like so I have that part of me, which healthy or not, right or wrong, I don't know. I just have it.
Well, we shared that that growing up. My dad had this car when I was probably like 10 or 11. He had a Monte Carlo from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I think he paid $700 for it. It was falling apart. The roof was caving in.
Yeah.
And it was like embarrassing to get driven around to this. It was such an old car. You know how those old cars were like tanks that basically drive. He drove it into a telephone pole because he fell asleep when we were moving. He was too cheap to hire movers.
Definitely.
And he just ran it through a pole, survived, walk out, no problems at all. But I mean, like, it was an embarrassing thing to have like your dad pull up in like a car going like.
Let me explain something to you about my dad.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Do you know how many times he was cuffed at a traffic stop?
No, I
brought to jail and had to be picked up on traffic violations.
On traffic violations?
Do you
how
know
bad
how
were
many?
they?
Do you know how many times he would run out of gas?
That I believe.
I mean, the man ran out of gas once a week and would have to be like picked up from running out of gas. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Or like assaulting a traffic cop. I mean, this man stood in front of a judge who said, you're a menace to the roads. And if I ever see you on the roads again, it's serious jail time.
What was he doing that he was getting in that kind of trouble?
He was doing speeding, phone, no registration, like no insurance.
Yeah.
And he was doing it over and over again.
Okay.
So and he wasn't paying them. And then you get caught. And then at a certain point they go, you're done.
Yeah.
Slammer.
Oh, good God. So he actually spent.
Now I feel bad. See? He never like spent the night, but he would have to get picked up.
Yeah. Holding cell.
Why do we get on this though? Something exciting was coming to my mind. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to be wanted at a nice place? And this is who we're dealing with. Yeah. So this is it. Poor capitalists.
Yeah. But
then I think kids that maybe had a little bit more stability or financial kind of, I wouldn't even say I didn't. I think I had like access because I could like go around and like, get some money because I knew people with money. But I think people who had financial, who didn't have fear around money or like catastrophic thoughts around money like I did, or like the world is ending thoughts around money, or just people who had more comfort or more literacy, or maybe they didn't even think about it at all.
Yeah.
Those people think that that's how the world is. And it's a good instinct that they want everybody to experience the same type of comfort that they did. And they think that that's the norm.
Right.
And all they want, and that's like a good instinct. It's like, I want, like, look at my experiences. I would love if everybody could have these experiences.
I think that the thing that gets lost a lot is that even going back to the 60s, I think the 60s is when this started, like the student protests.
Yeah.
they're protesting for the right things in a lot of cases, but the luxury that they have to protest and like not go to work.
That's the bridges kill me. I'm sorry. You lose everyone on blocking the traffic in the bridges. The college campuses burn the fucking down. I don't care.
Yeah.
But sorry, I interrupted you.
No, but I think the bridges that's they're speaking on behalf of a lot of people that like have to go to work and do stuff. Like they might feel the same way, but it's just like working people, though a lot of them feel this way.
Right.
They don't necessarily have the opportunity to like go out.
I will speak my feelings on the Middle East with my vote this year.
Sure. Right.
I'm serious. Like I will.
Yeah.
But I'll say something like that to my dad. He'll be like, "You coming to the protest?" I'm like, "I gotta be honest. No, I'm not."
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, "All right, Mrs. Limbaugh." He'll start like calling me.
What a stretch.
He'll start like accusing me of being like a Republican.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "All right, Mrs. Hannity."
Yeah.
Okay, you and your friends, Mrs. He'll be like, "Okay, Mrs. Trump." And I'm like, "Dude, I've never voted for a Republican. I'm not a Republican."
That's so funny.
And these texts will come in when I'm like in tears because I'm literally leaving my home.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting 8 hours with my mom in chemo.
Right.
I'm packing up. I have a huge business thing in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. And he'll be like, "You and your friends, Mrs. Hannity, we got to make this stop. But where are you and your friends, Mrs. Limbaugh?"
That's so outrageous that he does that to you.
It's so wild.
But this is like your life is the perfect example of kind of like where I think most people are at. It's like you got a lot of real shit to deal with. And it's like.
But then it's like I get the kids are like, yeah, it's cute that you have these like first world capitalist real shit problems.
Yeah.
But 30,000 people have been killed.
Right.
And I don't know how many, like 200 people are still held hostage. And like we need to. I'm sorry to inconvenience you, but 30,000 people have been killed.
Yeah.
And most of them are children. And this place is being decimated.
Right.
And there's 200 hostages and nobody seems to like be invested at all in getting these poor people back.
Yeah.
So if I'm these kids, I'm going, yeah, well, fuck you and your first world fucking problems. Sorry, you got to get to work.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you grow up and you realize you're going to marry someone who works at McKinsey and you're going to shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah. Enjoy these years of protest because they will be ending soon.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it's hard to make, it's like, you don't want to be cynical about things because that's the time. This, like, they're at the age, like, this is the time when you have hope.
Yeah.
And you don't want to beat the hope out of people, but.
No, and I have no problem with especially college kids doing it. I think those are the people that like should be doing it. They have the time to do it, and they have kind of like I don't know, if I was in college, I'd probably be doing that type of stuff too. But I think that is, again, that becomes the issue. You just get to a point where it's like at a certain age, you realize there's only so much of history that you can control. Because it's like all these protests and everything, the truth is they're going to stop when they feel like stopping or when the international court comes and arrests Netanyahu.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not as.
Wait, who's going to stop when who feels like stop? Israel's going to stop when
Israel and the U.S. Yeah, the U.S. is not, they're not going to, like, let's be honest.
They don't
the government,
care what we say.
Right. And that is like, it is a bit cynical to think that way. And I don't think that people shouldn't protest for that reason. But I do think that like the idea of people have been protesting for months. You know what I mean? If that actually mattered, that we would have stopped funding it months ago.
I actually think that because of the protests and because of the calls, I think that the reps, I think any pushback the United States has put to Israel in any way, whether performative or not, they have put the tiniest bit of, hey, you got to fucking chill, bro.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that is a result of the phone lines being flooded and everybody being like,
yeah,
dude, this has gone too far.
And that's true. That's probably true.
You're not going to stop the whole thing, but I think any performative acts are probably a result of the protests. You know, I went to a protest when I was in college.
Yeah.
I went to a riot. You want to know what it was about?
What was it about?
The Red Sox won the World Series in 2007.
Got to be part of that.
We lit a couch on fire.
Yeah.
This is when I was at UNH. They would, like when the Red Sox would play, I think it was like one of those it was during that like hot time for the Red Sox, I think. I wasn't like totally tapped into what was going on, but the fire department would come down the day before and they would just start hosing down all of the garbage dumps. Like they just hose down everything, the buildings, everything. So they couldn't be lit on fire.
Smart.
Yeah. And then...
Because you know Boston.
Well, I was there. I mean, it was fun. And I couldn't have cared less about like what was going on. And
right.
I was having a good time.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's just... I think that's actually like a point people make often, how like all these dumbass, I don't know how you want to call it other than dumbass.
Sports fans. Like,
not sports, just like obnoxious college kids do this stupid shit about sports all the time.
Yeah.
Where they cause mayhem in the streets and they light shit on fire and they act disgusting and they embarrass their families and they embarrass themselves and they think they're being funny and it's just the most performative, obnoxious shit.
Yeah.
And then, but there's no real consequences. But then when kids are actually protesting, like people being killed or, you know, like
any war,
cops, like, you know, police violence or things that are like actually should be protested, then there's all this criticism of those people.
Yeah.
This point has been made over and over, and I'm just proving it by saying that. But listen, the college I was at, it wasn't like a political scene.
No,
it was a Red Sox scene.
Yeah.
It ain't no Columbia.
Right.
Okay. And I ain't getting no Columbia jobs. Okay. It wasn't no Columbia up there. Okay?
Right.
It wasn't the best and the brightest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that anything that supports your point of view, you will support, and anything that doesn't support your point of view, you will just, you know, shit on, because that's the American way.
So that's what we fucking do here, baby.
Right.
I don't know. I just, you know, I also don't want the Jewish kids to be, you know, not feeling safe.
No.
This is the Frex way. I'm seeing everybody here.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not right if the Jewish kids feel like they're going to get, you know, attacked.
100%.
And this, you know, I won't go into my whole breakdown of the situation.
No, but you're seeing both sides, and I think in a position like this, it's fair to see both sides.
It's not both sides because it's not like the same, but it's like those like first few days after that October 7th attack, when you saw that girl being pulled out of the car with the blood coming out of her pants, like she had just been raped, and you're seeing old people shot in the head, and you're
there's that issue in the airport.
And you know, when I'm seeing those images, that's like horrific. That's real grief. That's real anger. So like, when within an hour people come out and start going, yo, fuck you, you deserved it, free Palestine, whatever. I'm like, okay, so I'm not feeling aligned with that thinking, because I'm seeing real grieving and real horror right now. And that response of like, yo, fuck you, you deserved it, I'm not aligned with that. But then I'm also not aligned with like 7 days later being like, kill them all.
Yep. Yeah.
Kill them all, wipe them off the face of the earth. Like, I'm not going to be aligned with you either.
Yeah.
So what we supposed to do, folks?
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel for everybody that lives in, this is such an obnoxious thing to say, but I do just feel for everyone that lives in that region, because it's just a reality that we will never know.
Totally.
Wait, that could jinx it. It's a reality that I hope we never know. But we've never known war on our land.
It is unlikely that we will know.
Let's not jinx it. Okay. Everyone's numbers up at a certain point.
Are we getting invaded by Mexico?
Who knows, dude? I don't know. I know that it's like, I can't imagine, bro. So
it must be brutal.
I don't even know why I'm like, this is why I'm not even totally comfortable even commenting on this stuff. And like, I don't know what that's like. No,
but I don't think you've said anything out of school. You've been compassionate.
Well, then I'll keep going. Because I definitely want to get there.
Yeah.
I definitely want to speak out of turn. I definitely want to get inappropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do I want to say? Moving on. Should we take a voicemail?
We do. We have a couple of voicemails.
All right, let's see what we got.
Before we do that, why don't you just throw out the number for people if they want to leave voicemails for us?
Absolutely loving all the voicemails you guys are leaving. There seems to be like a 2-drink minimum on the voicemail line. And I'm obsessed with the energy.
Yeah.
No, but actually it makes me like happy when I see we got a new one. So it's 347 Pack 1 Gus. 347-722-1487.
There you go. And this is our first voicemail of the day.
Yo.
First, congratulations on your new season of life.
Thank you.
Huge, big thing. Love it. I lived in Jersey City for 10 years. Lean into it.
Sure.
So you're going to have a fucking blast. Okay, two. Reason I'm calling. I come from a New York Knicks household, okay?
Here we go,
My
baby.
husband is big time New York Knicks fan. Got my 1-year-old and my 2-year-old daughter in full Knicks gear. We got the flags flying outside. People honking as they drive by our house. It's out of control.
Hell yeah.
Here's what I can't do with the Knicks. Here's where I have a problem.
Talk to me.
Every season, there's a new star on the Knicks. Every season, somebody's the new big shot,
Oh.
the new head honcho. These other teams have constant stars, right? Same star player. You buy the jersey, you wear it 2, 3, 4 seasons in a row. On the Knicks, my husband buys the jersey the next season, that guy's not even playing anymore. Or that guy's on the shit list. Or that guy's on another team. Or that guy's
She's making some good points.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
I cannot keep straight who the big shots on the Knicks are. Now, if the answer is the Knicks are the Knicks, or just one united team, doesn't matter who's on it, doesn't matter who the big shots are, I'll take it. But I cannot keep straight who I'm supposed to be rooting for. Who am I buying the jersey for? Who are we posting the pictures about? I need your thoughts on this.
Okay.
We need a star player.
Yep.
Julius Randle was a star player last year. Now you're a hot take if he's finished.
Yep. Okay.
So what do we do? Where do I go? How do I follow? I can't follow it. Can't follow it. All right? Let me know what you think. God bless. I love your podcast so much. The greatest. The absolute greatest. Keep just. Oh. Also, I think the WNBA is an opportunity for you. That's all I'm going to say. All right? That's all I'm going to say. God bless you, Frank.
Okay. I first of all, I love that fucking call.
Yeah.
And I'm with her. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I'm with her. She's right, because I couldn't keep it straight either. And the reason is because people were let's take it from the beginning. Everything you just described, I feel you and you're correct. Now, I think that ends this year because we now have our guy. Jalen Brunson is the jersey to buy. It's Jalen Brunson today. It's Jalen Brunson tomorrow. It's Jalen Brunson forevermore. This is the Nova Knicks. It's Josh Hart. It's Dante DiVincenzo. I think that's the core three. I don't think those guys are changing. I think everyone else might leave. I think the problem is, and this is where me and Mike are going to disagree. It's why he was shaking his head during the whole call. Okay. Like putting up a real stink over there because he's a lifelong Knicks fan.
Yeah.
And so he's obsessed. He's obsessed with mediocrity. And he's obsessed with the attachment to the draft picks. Do you notice how things turned around for us when we sent our draft picks packing?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to the caller?
No, I'm talking to the caller. I'm talking to... I don't know. I'm just talking. So, do you notice how once we got rid of that goofy Urkel energy of RJ Barrett, do you notice how the team became a man's team? Do you notice how not one player on this current Knicks team could... Okay, here, let me put it this way. This is my theory about why the Knicks are crushing right now. The Knicks have high school AP class soccer guy energy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I get the sentiment.
They have AP energy.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine one current Knicks player standing in the club with sunglasses on?
That's a good question.
The answer is no.
Maybe Randall.
No, you couldn't.
You don't think so?
He's a family man. No.
You're right. He's a family man. That's
and
a good point.
I think that the
You're right.
character of the Knicks is that we sorry, I'm getting these calls that are distracting me because they're business related.
His dad, he needs to get picked up.
No, Abby Jacobson's calling me.
Oh, all right. That is an important one. Yeah.
I don't even know. That's why I got distracted. I was like, should I pick it up on the thing? We got to talk about the Knicks.
Why don't you finish this thought? We'll take a quick break and then you can talk to Abby.
Okay. The character of the current Knicks is going to last for the next 5 to 10 years.
probably closer to 5.
Yeah, I guess everything only kind of lasts for 5.
In the NBA, things move quick.
I think Randall's going to be traded.
He might. The reason that I was disagreeing was because I just don't think the Knicks have had a star.
Well, they had
since
Carmelo
Melo.
Anthony.
Yeah.
No, but they would have the I remember just kind of absorbing what my brother would say. Porzingis was the star. Lynn Sanity was the star. Melo was the star.
Lynn Sanity lasted like 5 weeks.
Yeah, but they had the jerseys, and it was like this is our thing now. RJ Barrett was the star.
They tried to make RJ the guy.
Quickly was the guy. It's like it's not happening. But those people are gone now, and what's happening right now is like the most beautiful example of team bonding. Everyone has the same like. I've just never seen people try so hard.
They work their asses off.
I've never seen people care so much. And it's because I don't think these guys go to the club. When they're on the road, I'm sure they have their little side pieces. But could you imagine them winning a game in Chicago and going to the club that night? No, they're going to go to practice.
Yeah.
They might have a little wine at the hotel, maybe have a little shorty over.
They're basketball nerd. They're nerds. Yeah, they like playing basketball. Brunson's the star now. I agree. I think Brunson's the guy. I don't think there's any question about it. And I think you're right. You got to if they could pick up Mikal Bridges somehow in the next year, then you're really talking Villanova Knicks. That's the 4 guys that were on that championship team.
I know.
Like that would be really something. And he's good. This Bridges.
But Bridges is a little clubby.
I don't think so.
I think he wants to party.
Well,
now what I'm hearing is that Devin Booker wants to be on the Knicks.
I have heard that. He's clubby.
No, what I have to say is absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah.
Devin Booker is not a New York Knicks.
That's not the culture we need.
That's not the culture.
Yeah.
He's a club guy.
Yeah, he is. He's dating the Kardashians.
We can't have this.
Yeah.
He's sunglasses
None
inside.
of the Knicks are dating Kardashians.
None of the Knicks, none of our sweet boys we have right now would ever wear sunglasses inside. Do not DM me pictures of them wearing sunglasses inside. I don't want to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
It's a vibe, and you know what I mean.
100%. I like the team though. This is, when we went to the game around Christmas time, I said that this is like it's the best Knicks team I've seen. It's probably since the 90s. And it's because they were, I know I was talking Hartenstein up big time because we were like,
so embarrassing.
But I love him. I really do. He's
so good.
He's so good. And he's very tough. So like his contract is up. I hope they bring him back, and they should. They need to keep this kind of like tough core together. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the move. And I do think you're right. I think Randall might be out of there. I mean, they played half the season without him, and it'd be great to have him right now in the playoffs, but it's almost starting to feel like I don't know where he fits.
But the thing, like, I like Randall. Like, Randall is a Knick. Everything we're saying, like, hard worker, tries really, like, he's a
enforcer.
He's
It'd be
not
nice
a
to have
guy.
him against Embiid right now. Yeah.
But his thing he has to work on is
not bitching at the officials.
His control of his emotions.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Because that could really bring down the vibe.
Yeah. Big time.
Because something that the Nova boys do so well is get the vibe up.
Yep.
And keep the vibe up.
Yeah.
And ride this vibe.
It's Vibe City.
I hate Joel Embiid. Let me just finish on this thought.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out, unfortunately, we'll be in a completely different basketball place. But when we're, at the time of this taping, we are about to watch Game 5. Game 5. Game 5,
yep.
Where if the Knicks win, we're out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever hated a basketball player as much as I hate Joel Embiid.
Yeah. He's brutal.
Like, I was watching his highlight reels of him just, like, assaulting people.
I will say you were not really on the bandwagon yet and during the Trae Young series.
What do you mean?
He was public enemy number 1.
Really?
But Embiid's better than Trae Young. But I think that's also why people hated Trae Young so much.
Well, I went to Game 2 at the Garden the other night, and I went out to the front afterwards. We won, and people were just yelling "fuck Trae Young," and I'm like, "We're not even playing him."
Yeah.
Why are you bringing this up?
He is hated. Yeah, from 2 years ago when they came in and they bounced the Knicks out in the first round.
Well, it's so funny because this is the 1 year anniversary of the pod, so of course it's also the 1 year anniversary of me being drunk at the playoffs. Me being at the playoffs with my drunk brother.
Right.
And luckily, when we went to the game this time, there was one person more drunk than my brother. And do you know who that was?
John Starks?
Yes, John Starks. Like, bombed.
Yeah. He was very animated during the game.
Everybody was having a blast, dude. That was such a fun game. And then you go, so I went out to the front just like after they won and everyone's yelling, fuck Embiid. My brother's going, you thought I was bad last time. I never would say F-U-C-K somebody. There's kids here.
Yeah.
Okay? He said that that's taking it too far.
Yeah. Well, he's a man of honor.
Yeah, he's a man of honor. Have I just slandered my family all day?
It's been a good episode.
All right, hold on. Let's take a short break. Let me
short
go
break.
with this.
Got to do some business.
Do you want to turn it off or leave it on?
Do you want me to turn it off? I was gonna keep it rolling, but I got and I'm super bad.
Yo, I'm on the air with my podcast right now, but I'm looking at your message. I think I don't have anything recent, but in 30 minutes, I'm gonna get out of my taping and I'm going to think about it and give you a real answer. So I'll hit you back in 30 minutes. Bye. Okay. We're back.
Yep. Just kept it rolling.
You kept it rolling, did you?
I did. Shall we do another voicemail?
Yes. Let's do it.
Hey, Fred, what's up? I was listening, and I love how you have a nice little busboy NBA team, but how can you not support my man, Anthony Edwards? I mean, I thought you were more of a personality over looks girl, but I don't know. Talking about that Kelly Oubre trash, I don't know. Anthony Edwards is the most charismatic man in the league, and I don't care if he was as ugly as my big toe. This man is electric, and I want him on any team I got. Later, love show.
Love it. Okay, first of all, I'm a huge Ant Edwards girl.
Gotta be.
I agree.
He's awesome.
Most charismatic man in the league.
And he's cute.
I think he's actually gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a very good looking guy.
The Kelly Oubre thing, that was all pretty boy team. That's like a different thing.
Right.
And I think, okay, so I'm ready to complete first we'll start here. So all NBA pretty boy first team, I would say Kelly Oubre.
Right.
Nick Claxton, Jalen Duren, Kyle Kuzma, Corey Kispert.
How many? That's 6, isn't it?
That's 5.
Okay.
That's all pretty boy.
I thought D-Book made first team in the original
I kicked
run.
him off because he's actually not as all pretty boy first team is like stunning.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Okay.
And like not even necessarily, it's almost like twinkish in a way. It's
Sure.
just like beautiful boys.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think what this caller is alluding to is all husbands. Is first team all husband NBA.
And Ant is first team all husband.
Ant is first team all husband.
I can get down with that.
And you know who else I would put on that team? You're going to think I'm crazy. Joker. First team all husband.
Ugh.
You don't want to chill with Joker for the rest of your life?
I don't like him at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually love him.
Ugh. No. He's also very weird looking to me.
I disagree. I mean, he is weird looking, but that's what I like about him. He's the fucking man. You don't want to chill, race horses, drink beers.
He turns me off. I don't like his vibe. His vibe turns me off.
I'm opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next all husband?
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook.
You know what? I can support that.
Charisma,
have you seen him with his kids?
Yes. Like
it's very cute.
He's the fucking man. Now, I wasn't around for his controversial era, really. But
it was just controversial because he was really good, but he was good because he was super athletic. And then he just kind of stopped being, he just got a little older and he stopped being like super athletic. So he had to like accept being kind of like a second tier player.
Right.
That's why it was controversial. And then he just got so much hate in LA. It was just like unwarranted. He seems like a really great guy. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Cool with his kids. He does a lot of cool shit for the community in LA.
He's cool as fuck.
Yeah, he seems like a very cool guy.
I'm a Russ head.
Yeah.
So we have Ant, Russ, Joker. These are my first 3 all husband. Next, Obi Toppin, my forever babe.
Okay.
Who I'm glad we had to send him off the Knicks because he's sunglasses in the club energy.
Yeah, a little bit.
He didn't belong.
You're
but
right.
He's to me like so hot and fun that I'm obsessed.
Another guy seems super cool.
He's absolute husband material. Yeah. And now to round it out, you know who I'd say?
Ant?
No, Ant. We already have.
Oh,
Ant.
we already had it.
We have to round out. Ready? Bam Adebayo.
Really?
That's my husband.
So what about Bam?
He'll take care of you.
List. Yeah.
I just feel like he'll be like, I got it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Calm, tall,
Yeah. Very
adorable,
tall.
a dog,
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
He'll take care of it. Like whatever you need, he'll be like, I got you.
Yeah.
That's all husband material.
It's funny how many different types of like hot guy NBA lists you've been able to make.
I know. And I'm actually not even done. I was thinking about first team all dust, like the dustiest players. But,
Who's on that?
but then I felt like it was too negative. I don't want to be
Yeah.
negative towards people.
Yeah.
But I'll start with Brooke Lopez. And then I'll move to the other Lopez brother, Robin Lopez.
Yeah, both of them. Dusty, get him out of here.
I'll put Bojan Bogdanovic right on that list.
Hurt, by the way, out for the season.
A couple guys on the Nuggets. Out for the season?
Yep.
I heard just out for tonight.
My dad said, I got to text. Maybe I read it wrong, but
Your dad's like in the county jail next to my
Bogdanovic
dad,
is
so-
done for the year thanks to the Sixers.
Damn.
Too bad since he was starting to contribute off the bench. Hot off the presses, 4:19 p.m. at the time of recording.
Wow. What's another what's another type of guy we can do a first team all?
Like all charisma,
All Riz?
all Riz.
Okay.
Because like Ant is on that.
But that goes back to kind of husband to me. Yes, Ant is number one on
Butler, Jimmy
all
Butler.
Riz. Jimmy Butler, but I got a bone to pick with Jimmy fucking Butler.
What do you got?
The NBA goes all season. Why do I want to watch this madness of a team who doesn't care, doesn't try, is boring, has nobody coming to their games, has no vibe all year. They don't even try. And then they do well in the playoffs and I'm supposed to care about this? This is disgusting behavior.
That's the Heat way. I just have it on good authority that I went out with a chick from.
I know, a threesome, right?
Yeah. He apparently has a humongous cock.
Yeah, first team all huge cock. For sure he's
Yeah.
on it, but that's not what we're talking about.
I know. I just,
No, but I agree. He does have a lot of Riz. So all
Yeah.
Riz would be Ant, Jimmy Butler, Luca.
all Riz?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
When he's in a good mood, he's flirting, he's doing jokes.
I wouldn't have guessed him.
He's all Riz. Jalen Williams from the OKC Thunder. All Riz.
Big Riz.
I would even maybe put Shy Gorge.
SGA.
I call him Shy Gorgeous.
Shy Gorge.
Shy
Another handsome
Gorgeous.
guy. There are a lot of like young, handsome dudes in the league right now.
I know.
It's good for the NBA.
It's good for me personally.
Yeah.
To care about the NBA.
Yeah. And you wonder, there's times where you're just like, why do we have a male audience? Because we just did 25 minutes on
Who's hot.
the hot
But it's
men of
also
the
like
NBA.
who's hot. Like, women could care about this too. Like
But
everybody
guys
could care
care.
about this.
Guys have these conversations.
Everybody
it sounds
can care
weird,
about
but
this.
guys actually talk about this.
I never wonder why we have a half male audience. But if you'll notice from the calls, it's literally 50-50.
It's 50-50, yeah. We get the female NBA audience, like women that are interested in it,
What was I just going to say? I am in the middle of Hell Week. My brain is misfiring. I'm actually glad we're doing this episode because I need to remember myself during this week.
Yeah.
This is a time capsule episode. I need to remember what this week was like. Let's play another voicemail.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, Brad.
never.
I just listened to Roto Fest, and I gotta say, Mike's allergy voice is really working. But besides that, you only put out a pod once a week, so the other days when I'm driving to work, I need some things to listen to. Do you have any recs for other pods or specifically music that you found recently? Good new music or music that you've been sleeping on that you found recently that's kind of been great. Let me know. I need some good stuff. Bye.
Yep. All right. Thank you for the call. We'll hitting on Mike. I like that.
I like that too. Shout out. Also, can I just say shout out? I mean, I got a podcast, Mike Coscarelli Rules.
Oh, yeah.
Feel free to listen to that.
All right. Here's my deal. As a toxic male, here's what I would recommend.
Hit me.
My favorite podcast is Tim Dillon.
Sure.
I mean, it don't get funnier. Tim Dillon is my representation. Like, how people say representation matters?
Yeah.
Like, Tim Dillon is my representation.
Yeah.
What else do I listen to? I was doing a lot of Casey Musgraves lately, but she's actually official announcement. She's banded for the summer.
Wow.
I can't be doing that energy this summer. Taylor Swift banded for the summer.
Just
I couldn't with what I'm going through. I can't be listening to like these. I couldn't even listen to this new Taylor Swift album.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to be up.
I put on like a few tracks and then listen. That new Taylor Swift album is like the Joel Embiid of albums. Like it'll do big numbers, but boy, am I asleep.
Wow. I love to hear that.
I mean, I don't know.
Talk about a review.
It'll do big numbers, but
yeah.
DMX all summer. I'm
Okay.
not kidding. All summer DMX.
Hungry this summer.
All summer, just DMX. We could do country, but it can't be sad country. It's got to be like rock me, baby, like a wagon wheel.
Yeah.
It's got to be like happy country shit.
Sure.
What are my other pods? Oh, you can listen to Sebastian as another pod. It's called Loud About Nothing.
Gotta plug that.
So for me, the things I always listen to, Tim Dillon. There's a podcast called Juicy Scoops that I think is really funny sometimes. It's just like celebrity gossip.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Legend.
I love Dumois' podcast. I think I'm saying that right. Like the celebrity gossip account. She actually, I have such a complicated relationship with gossip that I would think that I wouldn't like that account or that podcast, but I actually find her to be very likable, and I find the chats to be just like fun things to listen to. So I definitely recommend Dumois' pod. Who else do I listen to? To get into the narrative of basketball, this is actually what got me started. I started listening to Bill Simmons' podcast. He's like a little nasally sometimes though.
His voice is kind of annoying. He also hates the Knicks, which
He does.
oh my god,
He's also like wrong sometimes about things, and I want
all
to
the
be
time.
like, I was like, wait, even I know that, and I just started watching. He'll be like, oh, foreign players like Dame Lillard, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Even I know that. No.
Yeah.
Tierra Whack just put out a new album. I love her. She's a fun time to listen to. City Girls is always fun to get for the summer to stay out of the depression. Let me see what's on my saved songs. Drake. I really like the new Beyonce album. I'll say that.
The country album?
Yeah, I liked it. What's that?
No, I just didn't. I haven't listened to it, but people seem to like it.
Yeah, that's it. I can really just recommend Tim Dillon and Tim Dillon only. It's been 1 year of the pod. Let's wrap up with this.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel pretty good, actually.
You should.
We've been something about the telethon reminded me that we have to get back to the fun element of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever since we switched the room, we've gone into a more serious mode.
I just think you've been in a serious
My life is falling apart.
contemplation
My life is falling
place.
apart.
Yeah.
But actually in a good way.
Yeah. In a necessary way.
In a necessary way.
Yeah.
Controlled demolition.
Yeah.
Ever since I started sitting just without Sebastian, I mean, because when Sebastian's here, like
It's wild.
me and him just compete for like the energy and the air in the room.
Yes.
But otherwise, I actually like this energy. Like I like just being chill, but I don't know, I want the audience to have a varied experience of some ups and some downs. So I definitely want to get back to the some of the fun aspects of it. But all in all, I'd say I'm pretty happy with where we're headed. I feel really great that we have a core audience that like rocks with us every week. It would be nice if the core audience was a little fucking bigger.
We're getting there.
But that's no one's fault. It's just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time. Listen, I'm happy with where we're at.
How would you rate this podcast? If you were going to clean house of your network, would my podcast be fired?
No, that definitely not.
Have you taken a lifelong pledge to this podcast?
Lifelong? I don't know about that, but not yet. But I've taken a like foreseeable future pledge.
Hell yeah.
For sure. And you would definitely not be trust me. There's other people that would go first. There's no question.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're safe, kid.
We're safe. I think I feel really happy about the pod. It's a real source of joy for me, and it's I like just the really slow with a lot of pauses chats.
You've gotten a lot better. I think
Drop a comment if, as an audience member, you like this slower pace where I pause after things. Like when there's more people here, obviously like we're laughing, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also like, I like this too because it's like, I don't need to tell the audience when to laugh.
Yeah.
You can just laugh when you think something's funny. I don't need to laugh so that you know it's time to laugh.
It's a different medium. It's not a medium where you have to be having people laugh every second. You know, it's looser like that on purpose. And I think that you finally, it's like anything. The minute you start, remember the first couple episodes we did? It was just like, what are we even doing?
Do I ever?
You know? But I think now you have an idea of what the concept of like the medium is and like what we're doing, and we have more shape of the show, and it's all coming together, man. Everything is, it just takes time. I mean, none of this stuff existed. The studio, the show, you as a podcaster, none of this stuff existed a year ago.
52 weeks.
Yeah. To think about where we're at now, 1 year later, it's pretty amazing to just come out and to me, it feels like we're up and away.
Yeah.
We're in a great place, in my opinion. Good. But, we're going to see what happens. This next year is going to be exciting.
We did 48 episodes in 52 weeks. Is that acceptable that we missed 4 weeks? One of them being last week.
Who the hell's to say? The only time, listen. The way this business works, the only time you ever really, obviously it's great to always be putting content out. And in an ideal world, we'd make something like every day and put it out. Right. But the only time it really matters if you don't miss something is when there's like inventory ads that you have to put out there. Right. And if we're working on it, but if we don't have like a spot for you to read on a specific day, it doesn't matter. We just kind of keep in touch with the audience. Hey, here's what the deal is. Right. And sometimes the trade-off is you get a Frexathon.
Yeah, you get 3 hours. Now, should I put out the video of the Frexathon or should it forever be?
Did you not repost it on YouTube?
It's not on YouTube. I mean, I could make it public.
I would say unless you have a reason that you don't want it
I need to watch it. I mean, make sure it's.
I think you were fine. I think you get, to me, being in the room, you got a little noticeably drunk by hour 3, but it's not the worst thing.
Didn't we promise that?
Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't like embarrassing. It wasn't bad. I'm just saying it's like that's the one thing. But again, we all agreed that next time we do that, it's not going to be three hours. It ain't going to be
three fucking hours.
3 hours is too much.
Way too long.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, folks. We'll see you next week.
If you're out there listening to us on YouTube, leave comments, engage. It always helps. It's a little thing you can do. And some audience members get it. They just put Tuesday Gang reporting for duty. Even little things like the video. I mean, these things help us. We're a couple short of 1,000 on the channel.
Yes, we still need 50 more subscribers on the channel. And that's a huge milestone. 1,000 subscribers is a huge milestone. That means we can finally start to monetize. We can really become a professional operation.
We're so close.
So we need 50. Actually, that's the best thing you could do is just have a friend subscribe.
Yeah.
All right. Now I've asked you to do 10 things. I go, hey, listen.
It's not much.
It's 10 things though.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to do 10 things. So reporting for duty, signing off. Love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Well, it's Hell Week. What do you want?
It is Hell Week.